Hi guys, welcome back. A few things to talk about today. Firstly, here's the results of the vote. Who are the favourites? Who do you guys think are the favourites to win the Lions series at the moment? Obviously, we'll know a lot more when games get going. But I was saying I still think South Africa are favourites. They're the home team. And also, they're going to fall back into their patterns a lot easier than the Lions. And I know they haven't played for 2 years. And many of you mentioned that's why you weren't so sure. But the Lions don't have any patterns, remember, they are from scratch. But the vote does edge it to the Lions there as favourites, about 58% to 42%. But I guess the voters are mainly British and Irish Lions fans, so maybe take that into account. But I would say, all in all, it looks pretty tight. And from the comments, certainly a lot of South Africans saying they're probably not quite as confident as some of the reports in the media last week. So thanks for that vote. Now, a revised schedule for the Lions tour. Basically, it's on the basis that there's going to be no fans at the moment, which would be devastatingly sad. Hopefully, things will be better and maybe they can change that, but they've rejigged it. So on the basis there's no fans, closed doors, and also so that the Lions and other groups don't have to travel around the country so much, just to keep it a bit safer. You can see the first 3 games there against the Lions, the Sharks and the Bulls, all in that Johannesburg area. Pretoria is next to Johannesburg in that district. Then they go from the altitude to start with. Definitely a good idea to get the Lions straight in at altitude before they've acclimatised. Drop them back down to sea level at Cape Town, where they play South Africa A, the Stormers, and then the first test, all in Cape Town. And then they jump up for the last 2, back to altitude in Johannesburg, play the Springboks 2 more times. So that's the way to do it. I think it makes sense, definitely to keep them in groups. But if there's no fans, what a disappointment. Let me know what you think. Certainly, it just reminded me when I was watching Super Rugby AU, the final, just how crazy the fans went and how great it was to have fans there, especially at the end when it was getting tight. That would be a shame. What I'll do is I'll just pretend it's not happening and turn on the fake crowd noise and live in a fancy land for a bit. But anyway, hopefully we might get some fans there, but at the moment, not looking great. Other news, England's merry-go-round of coaches continues. We've got AMOR going, Ryles going. AMOR's one of those mutual consent ones, which kind of probably means we're going to sack you if you don't resign. They didn't sack Eddie Jones. Maybe they needed a scapegoat. Maybe they needed their reason, and maybe AMOR was the easy target as the guy with not much 15s experience. Ryles, it probably wasn't quite working out with the travel and all the restrictions, etc. So he's decided to move on as well. It does mean England for their summer games, and here are the summer games. They'll only have 3 coaches with Eddie Jones taking control of the attack, which will be interesting to see. Not great when you're going to have lots of young players to develop with less coaches. But anyway, these fixtures are your classic development fixtures, really. No disrespect to the sides there. There's some very good sides in there. You've got Argentina and Japan, of course, but we don't quite know what teams they'll be sending over as well. But in July, instead of England touring the USA and Canada, they're coming here, so they play those. Hopefully we'll be getting 10,000 fans odd in, which will be great. Great for the fans and the players. Wales, instead of touring Argentina, they're going to play Canada, then Argentina, and then in the autumn, when all their big players are back from the Lions, then they take on, remember, those massive games of New Zealand, Australia, South Africa and Fiji. But anyway, they get a bit of development first. Ireland take on Japan and the USA. Certainly be interesting to watch Japan again. And Scotland are taking on Romania and Georgia. And also, just to chuck it in as well, England A and Scotland A are playing, a rare fixture for those A sides. And hopefully that means Eddie Jones has no excuse but to try a lot of new players. Let me know which players you're interested in seeing. As an England fan, I really want Marcus Smith to take the reins of this England team. What would annoy me a bit is if Ford was given the bulk of the game time, say, and Smith only came on now and then. I think this is the prime opportunity to develop new players. No pressure. All the focus will be on the Lions. So this should be used in that way. Let me know what you think and who should come in. Also, guys, just remember, The giveaway of the 2 Lions training shirts is still going on. Copy and paste the link below, and that will be drawn at the end of the month. And until next time, I will catch you then.